Friday, February 5th, 1943. Dear Kitty, although I haven't written anything about our Rose for a long time, there still isn't any change. The discord, long accepted by us, struck Mr. Dussel as a calamity at first. But he is getting used to it now and tries not to think about it. Margot and Peter aren't a bit what you would call young. They are both so staid and quiet. I show up terribly against them and am always hearing, "You don't find Margot and Peter doing that, why don't you follow their example?" I simply loathe it. I might tell you I don't want to be in the least like Margot. She is much too soft and passive for my liking and allows everyone to talk her around and gives in about everything. I want to be a stronger character, but I keep such ideas to myself. They would only laugh at me if I came along with this as an explanation of my attitude. The atmosphere at table is usually strained, though luckily the outbursts are sometimes checked by the soup eaters. The soup eaters are the people from the office who come in and are served with a cup of soup. This afternoon Mr. Van Daan was talking about Margot eating so little again. "I suppose you do it to keep slim," he added, teasing her. Mummy, who always defends Margot, said loudly, "I can't bear your stupid chatter any longer." Mr. Van Daan turned scarlet, looked straight in front of him, and said nothing. We often laugh about things. Just recently Mrs. Van Daan came out with some perfect nonsense. She was recalling the past, how well she and her father got on together, and what a flirt she was. "And do you know," she went on, "if a man gets a bit aggressive, my father used to say, then you must say to him, 'Mr. So-and-so, remember I am a lady,' and he will know what you mean." We thought that was a good joke and burst out laughing. Peter, too, although usually so quiet, sometimes gives cause for mirth. He is blessed with a passion for foreign words, although he does not always know their meaning. One afternoon, we couldn't go to the lavatory because there were visitors in the office. However, Peter had to pay an urgent call. So, he didn't pull the plug. He put a notice up on the lavatory door to warn us, with SVP gas on it. Of course, he meant to put "Beware of gas," but he thought the other looked more genteel. He hadn't got the faintest notion it meant, "if you please." Yours, Anne. Saturday, February 27th, 1943. Dear Kitty, Pim is expecting the invasion any day. Churchill has had pneumonia, but is improving slowly. The freedom-loving Gandhi of India is holding his umpteenth fast. Mrs. Van Daan claims to be fatalistic. But who is the most scared when the guns go off? No one else but Petronella. Hank brought a copy of the bishop's letter to churchgoers for us to read. It was very fine and inspiring. Do not rest, people of the Netherlands. Everyone is fighting with his own weapons to free the country, the people, and their religion. Give help, be generous, and do not dismay, is what they cry from the pulpit, just like that. Will it help? It won't help the people of our religion. You'd never guess what has happened to us now. The owner of these premises has sold the house without informing Crowler and Cufuus. One morning the new owner arrived with an architect to have a look at the house. Luckily, Mr. Cufuus was present and showed the gentleman everything except the secret annex. He professed to have forgotten the key of the communicating door. The new owner didn't question any further. It will be all right as long as he doesn't come back and want to see the secret annex, because then it won't look too good for us. Daddy has emptied a card index box for Margot and me and put cards in it. It is to be a book card system, then we both write down which books we have read, who they are by, etc. I have procured another little notebook for foreign words. Lately Mummy and I have been getting on better together, but we still never confide in each other. Margot is more catty than ever and Daddy has got something he is keeping to himself, but he remains the same darling. New butter and margarine rationing at table. Each person has their little bit of fat put on their plate. In my opinion, the Van Daans don't divide it at all fairly. However, my parents are much too afraid of a row to say anything about it. Pity, I think you should always give people like them tit for tat. Yours, Anne.